My spirit name is Shakara Tosha, beautiful violet star woman. I was given that name by Chief Nightingale, and this amazing man who I've had the privilege and honor to work very closely with for many, many months, probably about the last 3 or 4 years. And he's an incredible teacher. Try to spend some time with him. And try to spend some time with each other. Each of you have very, very important messages to share. I learned this beautiful phrase from my daughter. We've been down this road before. We've all been doing this work in a lot of different ways. Michelle and Derrell and everyone have been sharing. And we've been called here together. Your souls, your higher self, your guides, your guardians, everybody's like, just get there. You don't know how you're going to get there. We had no idea how we were going to get there, and we got here. Thanks to friends and support. So we need each other. We need each other. Because each of us carries a code of existence. Each of us is significant, and each of us has something important to say and to share. I have been downloading all these star messages since I was a child. Ironically, I didn't speak until I was about 21, and now I can't stop talking. These star beings came to me, and then they asked me to be a vehicle for them, to share whatever came through at any time. So when I was little, when I was about 3 years old, my aunt got me a teepee from New Mexico. For some reason, I knew what to do, and I just went in that teepee and I started meditating. I started putting my hands like this, and I started seeing light go back and forth between my hands and seeing orbs, and then spirits came in, and star people, little Arcturian people. Fortunately, I had a mother who was an artist, and I told her, and she said, cool. Thank God that system wasn't shut down. So please, when these children are telling you their dreams and their visions and their fantasies, listen to them. They already know. They're coming in with higher, organized, activated DNA. We all have that. So this time that we're living in now, what they call this ascension time, is really about remembering your soul, remembering your gifts, remembering who you are, remembering why you're here, because you chose to be here. Most of us don't know, the matrix, the system, all that stuff has been put in place to keep us separated from ourselves. It's a pretty good plan. It's worked pretty well. There's sort of genius behind it. Everything that you see and touch and feel has been highly orchestrated to control you, but more than anything to separate you from your natural self. This is what the spraying is about. This is what the seed modification is about. It's about separating you from your body, you from your soul, and you from your system. So these star people tell me that it's my job to just help people remember. They said, call yourself a creative inspirationalist and help people remember something inside of themselves that they might have forgotten after many, many lifetimes. So what I'm being shown is that we all carry all these seeds, these codes in our system, these seeds of existence, these seeds of understanding. And all you have to do is to remember. It's actually a very easy process. It doesn't require 7 years of therapy. The interesting thing about all the people sharing now is it's about humanity. It's about being human. And we're human. The star people tell me, I work with these Arcturians, I call them the Arcs. Little beings that I see in physical form. They come visit me. I see them in sweat lodges. I see them as orbs. They shapeshift. I also work with Sasquatch. I'm so happy that Derrell shared that message because we're all coming out of our spiritual closet right now. Michelle started talking about the whales and the dolphins and being activated. Well, you know what? We choose when our time is to wake up. It is your choice. And these star people and these Sasquatch and the Hathors and Isis and many, 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 many beings started lining up and saying, okay, speak. It's overwhelming, actually. Every day for the last 4 years, I get downloads at time codes 333-444-555 in the morning. And I wake up in my dream time. They come to me in physical form. They mind speak to me. I see them. They show me pictures like holographs in my mind. And it's phenomenal, the breadth of material that I'm being shown. It's quantum mechanics. It's about art and energy and love and systems and the earth and how to talk to all these beings, because we all really know how to do this. But for some reason, I remember arriving when I was a little girl that I wanted to be fluid and speak to everyone and go everywhere. And know how you carry all the information that you need. It's in your Akashic records. If it came to you, it's from you, it's part of you. So what I'm sharing, my experience, is to share your experience. Share your stories. You know, when you're talking about the whale, I remember I was with you, and the stones and the activations, and you just brought it back to life in that moment. When I was little, I started drawing scripts, galactic scripts, over and over and over again. I had no idea what this was about, but it just felt cool. And it felt even more natural than writing. I'm a painter, and I started painting symbols and icons and glyphs. And it was really interesting. I didn't really understand what it was. And then I went to one of Chief Light Eagle Star Knowledge conferences, and I saw someone, actually two different people, talking star language and Arcturian, and the grandmother speak. And I said, oh, I want to do that. And this person said, you already do. It'll come to you in time. And then a couple months later, I said to this person, I want to say something. I don't know how it's going to come out. I have no idea. And I just started talking and talking and talking and talking. And there was another voice and another voice. And then I started writing all the symbols down. And it was incredible. Somehow I'm being shown these codes in many multi-dimensions, in language, in form, in sound, in vibration, in art, in patterns. So they're showing me that they're giving me this information to give to people to help them remember. And it's not information of mine. I don't carry it. I'm just a conduit for it. So each one of you has this inside of you completely. You can tap into it at any time. So what you're talking about with the Sasquatch, how to pick up that vibration. The Sasquatch are very real. Very, very real. I've seen them, I've heard them, I've talked to them, they touch me. I have a friend who works with the Sasquatch who manifests in physical form to him, and I actually have hair that I would like to share with you. I don't have it here with me now, but if you find me, it's important to make that physical connection. This is hair that he was gifted from the Sasquatch guy that he works with. And these star people, they want me to explain really who they are. They're some of them are us in another dimension. Some of them are us from the future come back. You know, the interesting thing about dimensions and vibration is that we exist on all of them simultaneously. We've just been locked into this 3D vibration. So they're showing that what this ascension is really about is that veil that they talk about over your third eye, that you know, seemingly forgot all this stuff and you're just going about your day-to-day business. Food and clothes and bills and kids and stuff and work and stuff. That's all a distraction. And that system is changing. So they're showing me that all of these systems are breaking down because it's not effective anymore. It had its purpose and it's done. So when you see things in the world that are falling apart, you see the government. I worked in the financial industry. I worked in the art world. For some reason, I dabbled in all this stuff so that I could understand it from the inside. And they say that these systems are breaking down because they're not part of this new world. This new world that we're moving into is incomprehensible because it's never happened before. And they say that we've moved from the 5th dimension, actually, as a collective consciousness in this world, to the 13th dimension. Chief was saying that about a year ago, December 2012, 2016, that we actually collectively moved into the 13th consciousness. So 13 is a very, very significant number for those of you who work with that, know that. 13 Lemurian grandmothers, 13 moon cycles. It's getting out of the 12-24 calendar. So everything in our system has been architected to keep us in partitions, in conscious partitions, in time partitions. When you book yourself, I used to book my schedule every 15 minutes. Time disappears. You have less of it because you're not experiencing it. So they're showing me that it is all about your experience. They show me that humans, when you come down into this world, you make a sort of a contractual agreement with yourself and these other beings that are in the world. You say, okay, I'm going to go down there. I have no idea what this world is. It's like a cruise ship. Let's go. It'll be fun. Not knowing what you're going to get into at all.
Come on in, the water's fine.
Right. So, and then you start to have life experiences, and then your teachers tell you something, then your parents tell you something, then your partner tells you something, and then you see something in the news or the media, and you get fed all this stuff about who you think you're supposed to be. And you start identifying with this. Oh, they said I'm not good at math. So you make a decision. You're either going to be an incredible mathematician or you suck and you're just never going to do it. You can't even look at numbers. So all of that is behavioral programming by things outside of you. So these star people are telling me now that this is the time for us to come back to our center. The indigenous elders talk a lot about being in your center. They say when this wave of energy starts happening, which is happening now, which you very clearly see in politics, in religion, in the financial sector, and everything, in your emotions, in sickness, everything. It's swirling because it has to dissipate. It's called entropy. It's part of this cycle that we go through in big time cycles, 12,000 years, 250,000 years, a million years. That is nothing for us as energy beings. So all of you, many of you have been here before. Some of you are kind of newbies, so welcome to the world of our crazy existence. So they one of the things that they show me is you have to find it yourself. You have to make a choice yourself. You've chosen to be here. You've chosen to be at this gathering. That is not by chance. You know, we're all coming back together because each of us are firing up codes in each other, in song and dance and music and vision and whatever your skill set is. They tell me that over many lifetimes we've mastered certain things. That's why Beethoven, Mozart could just get up and play it through, because it's something that he's done consistently. It's a practice. But we also have things we've always been attracted to, something that just pulls our heart. You know, oh, that song I wish I could do, or I really want to be an architect, or, you know, I just want to work with the land. So these star people tell me that this is the first time in the existence of any humanity where you can do both. You choose to be here. When you come in your bodies here, you temporarily forget who you are so that you can function in this world. This world is what many people call the living library. I'm sure you've heard of that term before, but it's a place to manage your emotions and manage manifestation. So all of this is about creation, creativity, and creating something that wasn't so before. It's about moving the energy forward. So whatever you do, whether you're a singer, whether you work in a factory, whether it really doesn't matter. It's about what you're making and what you're contributing, but it's really about contributing back to the world. So us souls, this is a very high vibration. So I thank you for allowing me to be in your presence. And because I see who you are. I see much more. And I want you to see it. You're not this physical body. You're not your bank account. You're not your social security. You are beings of light. You're beings. The interesting thing that I learned very early on is how to see energy and work with energy. And all I see are beings of light. I don't see color. I don't see difference. You can if you want to focus on that. It's like if you are thinking about the color blue, all of a sudden everything is going to be blue. The reason that happens is the law of attraction. What you have in your mind, you manifest to you. If you're thinking, I can't pay my bills, I don't have money, how am I going to do it? Where is it happening? When you stop worrying about it, it happens. Because the universe is abundance. The universe wants us to proceed and prosperous. The universe wants us to be happy because we're part of it. We are making it as we're going along. So when we come into this existence, they share that we temporarily forget so that we can learn how to master this again, because each one of us are masters. Every single one of you are masters. You don't need a teacher, you don't need a guru. Your teachers are around you. Just look around. Just look, take a minute and look at everyone in this room. Acknowledge another's presence. If you don't know somebody, just go up and greet them. You'll find that you do. You know, it's just a knowing. When you see somebody for the first time, oh, I know you. What lifetime is that? Oh, that one. Oh, did you kill me or I killed you? So, all of these things that are happening right now are for your things. You know, when you talk about the I, it's the little I is the ego, which is here. We are weaned into being up here, you know, thinking, analyzing, devising, separating, duality, over and over and over again. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with what the world is really about. When you move here into your heart, which you can do, there's a practice to do that. And I'll show you in a moment. But there are many different ways. There's Reiki, healers, energy, when you're painting, it doesn't matter. Just do whatever makes you happy, and that's how you do it. It's a very simple process, but it's extremely important right now to be happy. Find the joy in yourself. And you will radiate it without even saying anything. You will walk it, and you will be it. This is what it's about. It's about being in the complete moment. 2 seconds ago was fun. It's done. It's done. You had an argument with somebody. You know, I learned instant forgiveness. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry. How was that for you? Okay, should we do another take? Take 2. Take 2. It's like a movie set. You're the movie director. You're the artist. You're the actor. You're the script writer of everything. So when you start taking that responsibility in yourself and really own that, you chose to come here. You chose to be of service. You chose to do this work because you're good at it. You're good at it, and you know, and you got to trust yourself. There are times when I doubt myself, and then I go, what am I doing? This is so crazy, you know? Why not just go with the flow? And immediately, the gates open. The portals open. They're portals of energy, packets of energy, information of energy. It's all here. So when you start doing something that makes you happy, you want to do something more that makes you happy. It's infectious, you know? So just be that. That's all we need to do. There's no doing, being, fixing, and making of anything. But when you dance, when you sing, when you cook, when you play, when you love each other, it's just there. Because what you're doing is you're tapping into that truth of existence that is ever always present. It's the energy in the universe that is creation itself. So one of the things that star guides tell me is that we're seeded from many star systems. That's why we're potentially dangerous. That's why we're going to be squished. The big they, little they. They're just little. Because you have so much power. And we're scared of that word. You know, and we're scared of focusing on ourselves. Well, I got to do for everybody else. Do, help. Maybe one moment there might be a moment for me. It is your moment to be the best person that you can be so that you can be of service to other people. So, I'm a sun dancer, and I went to a vision quest out in the grandmother tree, which they call the Devil's Tower, which is not really the Devil's Tower. It's the Angel's Pillar. That's what I call it. But she comes with many names, and many people have a lot of incredible downloads and visions that we can write about and show about later. But this was an ancient tree. This was an ancient tree millions of years ago. And what I learned is there's one tree on every 7 continents. There's 7 trees. And they're all connected. It's like the Avatar tree. I can talk about that offline a little bit more, but we are creating a new blueprint. Body systems. You've heard that we're aligning our junk DNA. There's so much more going on inside of us. So much more. We're stringing together photons of light. These body cells, every cell in your body is a being of light. It has a consciousness. It carries water and crystals and formations and information. They all work together. Each one of your organs has a crystal that talks to each other. Your brain center, your heart center, all this, it's one facility. It's one unit. In the Talmud of Emmanuel, they talk about Creator being everything, and each person is a unit, but we're all related. So I started thinking about that. Really, really thinking, and then I started feeling about that. So we're all related. We all have all these codes of existence in us. We're all made of water and crystal and consciousness. Every single one of our cells is awakening. Every single one of our cells is changing from carbon to crystal. That's what this ascension is about. That's what this higher vibration is about. And what they're showing me is the structure. It's very quantum mechanics, but they're showing me the structure of your cells are changing so that the light of the sun, this magnificent sun, the sun is a being. The light can come into our body systems and awaken us even further. String, it's a photon string theory. It's feeding us light, and the earth is feeding us from the bottom up. I received a lot of messages about the earth, and I want to share one thing about Serpent Mound and then share a song with you and some light language. I'd like to speak light language because this is really what it's about. It's okay. So I've got these guides going. Don't talk about them. Talk about them. So the beautiful thing about Serpent Mound, I got a lot of downloads about Serpent Mound when I was here, and in my dream, the serpents came, the dragons came, and they say that we're all related to all these different clans, which you probably know if you're here. The snake clans, the elemental clans, the Star Nation clans, the Sasquatch clans, the many, many, many beings, the animal clans. And we have a sacred responsibility from each one of these clans to bring these clans back together and work with each other again, because we've been fragmented. And that's what the division between the masculine and feminine is. That's why this big war is going on between that. And it's changing. So this energy, this divine feminine energy, is not just for women. It's an energy that exists within men and women. And it's about a harmonization of this rebalancing. So the masculine energy is force, it's will, it's pushing forward, it's structure, it's that kind of thing. The feminine is fluid like water, graceful and flowing and intuitive. And both of them have to work together. The problem is in the last 100, 200, 300,000, couple thousand years, we have been weeded away from the feminine, because it's about your emotions, it's about your heart. Oh, just think here. That's why all the AI is happening, all the cyborgs and everything. It's like, oh, we don't need humanity. Just make this thing. What happens is you lose the God seed, or whatever you want to call it. I call it creator spirit seed. You lose that heartfelt connection. And that's what we have to remember. That's what we are. That's what keeps us alive. So they say when we're in this tumultuous time, things are moving around, things are swirling around. What you need to do right now is find your center, meditate, put your feet barefoot on the ground. The earth is going to start to bring information through the earth to your feet. The earth is changing. I had a dream a couple of weeks ago where the earth was telling me, Mother Earth, who's a being who's also in the process of enlightening herself and remembering and taking a stance to move forward and help all of us. We're all physically related to her because we've done all these things on this planet. She said that the energy that's coming from the earth is changing. This blue etheric electromagnetic energy is rising from the earth, from this crystal core into our bodies. So the more you start knowing about this, and it's a knowing from your heart, it's not a mental learning, that you are being activated from the bottom up through your feet, through your energy systems, through your chakra systems, to remember to just start moving these codes around and play with them. It's just a game, but it's a choice. It's like when you allow someone into your circle or your friendship or that kind of thing. It's a trust. So they're telling me to share, to trust yourself. Just trust yourself. You're okay. There's nothing that you need to do. But when this energy starts to come up, it aligns with this blue etheric energy around our bodies. The earth itself is electromagnetic. It's the stuff that's happening within the earth is changing this electromagnetic field. That's what the Schumann resonance change is. This vibration is happening. But we're part of this vibration because we're parallel with the law of attraction in 3D and 5D and 10D and up. So we're vibrating faster. So we've got to keep up with that and at the same time keep your center. At the same time, the sun is radiating these photons that are awakening us. We're getting awoken from the bottom and the top and all around us, all these different dimensions. So know that this is happening. You don't have to understand it, but you have to feel it. And you have to make a conscious choice. This is the time that you chose to be here, so remember why you're here and remember what work you agreed to do. I forget all the time, and then I'm being shown every moment. It's to be of service. Really what that means. We're always taking care of if you're of service. Just love people. Just love their hearts as much as you can. And so what they're telling me about Serpent Mound, this is really a profound moment, as you know, because you're here. The serpent is very interesting. I got a lot of messages about the galactic metal that came from this meteor that came over here. And this metal is coming from the star systems. And one of the reasons people are so attracted to it, they told me it was like a mystery school. All these ancient mounds, people would come and they would feel them because you would be recharged like they do at the pyramids. But people come, knowing or not, to the sacred place because they feel this energy pull and it just makes them feel better. But that's what's happening is these galactic metals are mixing with the earth and recalibrating you. So it's something you can do in your body anytime you choose. You can do it with existence, you can do it with friends, you can do it with the earth. And they also tell me that you can talk to the stones and the trees and the sky. When I was a child, I learned how to look at things differently from my heart. Thank you, Mother. He's here. It's very important to honor who helps you and shows you, and that could be children, elders, friends, your worst enemy. She showed me that anything can be anything you wish. If I draw a blue line and I say that's a tree to me, and that's okay. That's about respect. So I know I'm jumping around, but I have a tendency to talk on very multidimensional levels. So this vibrations, there's beings behind me talking through me. I may be speaking English, but there's a lot of different energy coming out right now. But they say this is about tolerance and acceptance. And the Arcturians talk a lot about free will existence. If you look at the 1111 symbols, the symbol of free will is very important. It's very significant to me because it's about respecting yourself and loving yourself and respecting others. And not having any judgment or projections on other people. Just be. Let them be who they are. You be who you are and be the best person that you can be. And so the Serpent Mound, what's happening right now with this mound is incredible. She's a she and a he over there too. A lot of energy. And the water at the bottom of the mound. There's a serpent in the water. And the serpent is moving, and the serpent can go deep in the water like the whales. And this is a feminine energy, and this is really about the balance of feminine and masculine. You know, so you need both fire and water, and earth, and air, and ether, and mana, and prana, and essence, and all these other layers of understanding. But we are in a time right now where this divine feminine is coming back into existence and realigning us. So you've got, imagine, two pillars of a masculine and a feminine. There's something that happens in between when a child is made. It's the merging of this, but it's something that's created newly. So this is what's happening in your body, whether you even are conscious of it. So you can do stuff with it. It's really fun. You know, you can change what you look like. You know, I feel like I'm going backwards in time. It's really weird. But, the serpent, one message about the serpent is when you look at the head, what they show me is it's a metaphor for a seed of possibility. So the serpent is seeding and manifesting at the same time, just like an oak tree or a walnut tree, you know, has the seed of full potentiality inside of itself. And it opens and grows. I mean, look at a caterpillar. It's moving, and then it goes in a cocoon state. Do you know what it does? It completely liquefies. It dissolves itself so that it can create anew, and then it creates these wings. I mean, it's incredible. And then the only way that it can break out of its shell is to stretch its wings and pop really hard. But that stretching is the thing that makes its wings strong. So that's you. You know, stretch your heart. Stretch your mind, stretch your consciousness, all of it. Use all of your facilities. Make art, make music, make food, make dance. The artistry, the Hathors tell me the artistry is really where it's at because it's so immediate. You know, you can put your hands together. That's art. It's anything that you want to manifest, anything you want to create. Do a dance, do a jig. It doesn't matter. But they also show me that all these elements in your body system are code carriers of information. So water, when we go and do the water ceremony, I learned from the grandmothers and from some of these messages that I got, that water carries information. Your body is made of water. You drink water. We're breathing the air of ancient times. It's all circulating. So it's almost like you can drive by a place and not notice anything because you're on the phone and you're doing something, and then you go back and you see the magnificence of this scene. The scene didn't change, you did. So take time to look, but look with a soft vision, which means don't define anything. Don't look at that building and say, that's a building, it's red, it's got brick, it's this tall. Just look at it as a feeling. Start to feel these things. Feel someone's presence when they come in front of you. You know, it's human nature to analyze them. Get back into a feeling state again, and we'll just start flowing that way. And that's what's really extremely important, and you can do it. So I would like to actually call my daughter on the stage. Iktomi Sawashtewi, beautiful white spider woman is her spirit name. And I want to sing a song that I learned from Chief Golaidio. When I first heard this song, it just really, really moved me to tears, and I knew that I knew it. I knew that we all have something to do with this. So they call this the Christ Consciousness song, or the Emmanuel song. And what I also learned, Emmanuel is what some people refer to as Jesus. But Emmanuel always walks with Emmanuel, who's his sister. And this is the balance that we've forgotten that we need to remember. They both come together inside of us. And so I want to sing the song to share this vibration. And if you know the song, please sing along. I'm just going to do 3 rounds. Om Mashiach, Meshishi. Om Mashiach, Meshishi. Om Mashiach, Meshishi.
shishi. Oh, hey, wa. Yo, 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 hey, wa. Oh, Mashiach, hey, Meshishi. Oh, Mashiach, hey, Meshishi. Oh, Mashiach, hey, Meshishi. Yo, hey, wa. 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 Yo, hey, wa.
Thank you very much. That spirit is embodied in all of us. That consciousness is a Christ consciousness, crystal consciousness of awakening. So that's our song. It's all of our songs. I also wanted to share, I brought this rock from the area where I live right now, called the Driftless region in Wisconsin. This is a region where the glaciers didn't come through. It's very healthy. This rock is millions of years old, and I was showing it to Thomas Johnson, and he said, the stone, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said something to the extent of this stone was formed from the first plants in existence. So the plants that used to be here are what make us alive. And I talk to stone people. I'm sure a lot of you do. If you hold the stone, I brought stones that I'd like to gift everyone. If you don't have one, if there's not enough to go around, please just hold them, because these carry a lot of ancient information. When you go to the water, touch the water, touch the stone, touch the ground. When you move from place to place, you recalibrate yourself with that energy. When you go somewhere, drink the water, and you'll receive the information of that area. Touch the stone, put your feet on the ground. It's like downloading from place to place. The Sasquatch tell me, the trees, they ground information in the trees. Touch a tree, hug a tree, it's really true. You can talk to a tree. Blend your mind with that part of you that was tree. That's all you gotta do. And then forget about it, just feel it. The stone is so much information. This is what's gonna happen. If the internet goes down, we talk to the land, we talk to each other, and we're telepathing. Your psychic abilities are coming online now. As many of you know, you can feel auras, you can see colors, you can see spirits. It's going to happen more and more, so be ready. It's happening very soon. So this timeline that we talk about, there's no timeline anymore. We just went on a roller coaster and there's no track. And we're flying and nobody knows what to do. So we keep doing the same thing that looks kind of normal. Get up, do your routine, whatever. It doesn't have to be that way. And it's not going to be very much longer. That's what they're telling me. So I'll say a message. Whatever message comes through, this is for you. In light language. Shunta kainua kainua shinti tituasini. Usama poa kawala kaituasini. Usuki ki koala kainua shanti tituasini nuada kaita. Nusa kainua shanti tituasini nuada kainua shanti. Usaka moala kainua shanti tituasini. Isina kula kaituasini nuada kainua. Usiki tituasini nuada kainua shanti tituasina mua koala kaituasini. Sina koa tituasini. Osala kainua shanti tituasini nuada kaituasini. Usa mua kakala wakine. Siki kola kai nuo shiti tituasini. So Shakara Tosha, so Shakara Tosha, so Shakara Tosha. Shonti Shona Shonisi Shontela Poisi Shonti Mikula Kainoshi Jinisukai no shikumala kutusikunasi Musikula kainishuti no sukinimala kaino shinte Musiki Shimena Piper to Shinen, Musaka Quiet to Shinen. I love you. Thank you.